So there's many cameras around here in the 5 Unscripted studio. We can look there, we can do this, and then we can go crazy about 5 Unscripted. Come on! Welcome to the 5 Unscripted studio. My name's Nick Archibald with yet another episode heading your way, baby. Okay, we're all radio presenters, obviously. Some are TV presenters also. Some are other creatives in the industry. And it's such a beautiful industry to be involved in, but there's always stories on how we get into radio. There is no formula. 2 + 2 is truly 7 when it comes to becoming a radio presenter. And on today's 5 Unscripted episode, I'm going to be sitting down with Yanga Mjoli of 5 Lunch fame to find out the story of how she got into radio. Yanga, first and foremost, what's a place like you doing in a girl like this? Yanga, genuinely, thanks so much for doing this. Let's start. It's 1995. We're winning the World Cup. What's happening with you?
So I'm probably like teething. I was just born. But otherwise, I mean, look, I grew up an only child. It was just me and my mom.
Nice.
So she is a doctor. She raised me. We started off here in Johannesburg. Then she took me to Brits. And then from Brits, we ended up in Nelspruit. So I grew up in Nelspruit. I went to Penryn College. You'd know this, our schools are twin schools or brother-sister schools.
Brilliant.
Yes. But yes, I went to Penryn College. After Penryn, I went to Tux. And at Tux, I attempted to get in to Tux FM.
How many times?
Once.
Only once?
They hurt me.
Did they tell you you're just not good enough?
No, the thing is they had like stages into like the interview process. So there was like
physical stages that you had to stand on?
No.
I get you, sorry. So you had interview processes, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you changing my words. But okay, yeah. So initially there was like an interview, which I did great at. And then the next stage was just like, we just need you to read a few things like on a mic or something on air. And I was like, I've never done this before.
Was it the same pressure as a mondeling at school?
No, it was far worse. Because the thing is, at school, it's like they're telling you, like, look, it's time to do a mondeling. You go, okay, Gemora, Akas Yanga, this is me mondeling. They know they're like, Yanga's is not wrong. Like, it's fine, it's give and take. But that was more like, I was actually interested in getting into radio. Like, I actually wanted to be on radio. Yeah. So that was something I was passionate about, which makes it scary. And hence, when I did that, I was like, I'm gonna suck. And already telling myself I'd suck, I probably did suck. And they were like, thanks.
Thank you, but no thank you.
No thanks. Like, don't call us, we'll call you. And they knew they'd never call me.
Wow.
Which hurt. And then the next year, Zanele got in and I was like, I wasn't.
So you and Zanele were friends at university?
No, definitely. We were like friends throughout the entire process. Nice. So when she was at Tux FM, I was like, okay, I mean, I guess. I even gave up for myself because I was like, okay, man, they know then who's supposed to be there. Like, maybe I'm not supposed to be on radio. So I gave up on radio, which was sad.
Full on.
I full on gave up. Like, I didn't even try to reach out to places. I would every now and then. So I know that, like, if I was home for a couple of months, my mom would be like, don't you want to just email this nearby regional radio station because they're in our city? Just find out if you can shadow someone while you're here for the holidays and things like that. And I'd never get any, like, response.
Nice.
Or the response would be, this is not really the time.
Yeah, we're not looking at this current time.
We don't have time.
I want to take you back. So to at school, because I think for a lot of us here at 5FM, and I'm sure with radio presenters and creatives across the country, there was some sort of creative bug that bit you at school. I know that was my experience. Was that your experience? Did you have something at school that was sort of not necessarily radio itself, because schools don't have radio, but there's like drama departments, English departments, debating, whatever the case may be. Was there anything at school that sort of influenced your decision?
Yeah, that was drama for me. I was inside drama.
Delicious.
Like any single assignment they got us, every single assignment we got, we received. Like I was inside. Like, you could give me a maths assignment. I'd be like, man, we'll do this next week Thursday. What is this? Drama. I'd take that home and I'd be like, I'm working on the script. Like, I was the worst person to be in a group with because I was controlling as far as drama was, because I wanted everything to be entertaining. I'd be like, it has to be funny. Like, we need people to laugh. Even if it's serious, let's make it serious. But like I wanted to have control over everything. Hence, in matric, I told my mom, it's either I want to do radio or I want to act. And she was like, I'm a doctor and I'm not doing that.
So on a scale of 1 to you're a disappointment to your mother, how much of a disappointment to your mother are you?
Luckily now I'm not. Like,
exactly.
There's
that switch point.
Yes.
Because when you're trying to get into radio and tucks tell you not good enough or whoever, and it's not happening for you, I feel like parents sit there and they're like, I told you. Yo, I should have tried again.
That literally was my mom. You see what they said at Tux? Stop it. She was like, give it up. Stop forcing this thing. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll stop.
Okay, I'll stop, yeah.
I'll stop forcing it. Drama. I wanted to act. I could have gone to UCT because I got accepted. And my mom was just like, no, I'm not paying for pretend actings in Cape Town. She was like, that's literally what she calls drama. She calls it just pretending. So she's like, I'm not going to pay for that. But what I will pay for is a degree in some sort of science or something.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what did you study at university?
So I started with biological science, and this was at Tux, to bridge into medicine, because that's obviously what you see when you look at me.
Obvious, yeah.
A doctor.
Exactly, a doctor. A doctor of something. We don't know what. I feel like you're that doctor on the plane when someone's having a heart attack. They're like, we need a doctor. You'll start up, doctor of anthropology.
That's me. And I'm like, we need 3 glasses of water, banana, and a piece of tape.
And a stretch and a swim. So Tux say no to you. Is this in your first year?
This is second year.
Second year they say no to you. What goes through your mind, and what's your next step in trying to get into radio?
Well, at that moment, I was just like, okay, cool, then that's it. Like, as far as Tux FM is concerned, because I was like, that's the station here on my campus. So if I can't get into that, where else am I going to start? So I was just like, let me focus on my studies for now.
Okay.
So when I left Tux, because it's a fun story that I didn't finish, but when I left Tux and I was home, I'd continued to email the regional station there, asking them, like, do you want to take in any interns? Because now I was pretty much home for a while.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was still not getting any response from the specific radio station, and I just gave up on that. Until one day I went to, like, I think I was at like Spa or something, and I was on the phone with a cousin, and I was telling her a funny story. I don't even remember what the story was, but I was pretty much telling her about how something weird had happened in the house, and I was like, your aunt is weird, and I'm like, I'm referencing my mom, so I was like, your aunt's weird, and then she said this, blah, 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 and some man behind me was eavesdropping. So then I go, listen, man, I'll call you back later, I need to pay, so I hang up. So he goes, have you ever thought of radio? So I'm like, why? And he was like, no, I was just listening to you. You're like really funny. And I was like, you're eavesdropping. And I was like pretty rude about it. I was like, oh,
ready to fight.
Yes, let's fight. Like, you were eavesdropping on my conversation. And he was like, no, I really think you should try out for this specific station within like the city. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And while I'm listening to him, I saw his bomber jacket had like the labeling of the radio station. I was like, he works there.
Nice.
And I was like, okay. So tell me, how does one get inside, get in there? And he was like, oh no, send an email. And I was like, I have. And he was like, to who? And I was like, this person. He was like, that person doesn't check emails. And I was like, so who do I email? And he was like, no, I'll give you an email address. Just send a demo. And I did. And the demo wasn't even the point. They were just like, nah, man, we just need interns to maybe produce or do certain things. So I ended up producing. Wow. So I started off producing the finance and current affairs show, which was a lot of work because it needed a lot of research. Like I'd have to sit there and be like, the repo rate is out. What is the repo rate? That's the repo rate. Why does that matter that it's that? Okay. And now I had to like get financial analysts on the show to like commentate and respond to questions that I had to set out for the host.
Wow.
So in doing all that, the editor was the host for the news editor. She was the host for the finance show. And I remember one day she was like, don't you want to start reading? And I was like, I'm scared. I don't know. And then she was like, no, I'll train you over weekends. It's fine. If you like it, you'll continue. If you don't, you can just continue producing. Nice. So I started off over one weekend and she was like, that was fine for someone who's never done this before. Yeah. So let's keep trying.
So she saw something in you, obviously.
Yeah, which is actually quite beautiful. And she ended up becoming my mentor. Like to this day, she's still kind of my mentor. Like I still go back to her and I ask her for advice about things.
Yeah.
And this was like in October 2020.
Wow. So
yeah, this is quite recent.
That's not long ago.
Exactly.
Actually,
it's quite recent. In January, I think she called me and she was like, we'd actually like to hire you permanently, but like for during the week, not even weekends. Like
it was just straight up, eh?
Yeah.
Love it.
That was for me was when I was like, I actually can't be on radio. Like, okay, it's fun, like maybe
yeah.
I wasn't
whatever Tuck said didn't matter, Mom.
Maybe I wasn't in the good mindset. When I was at Tuck's, when I tried, it's fine.
But it's also beautiful. I mean, so you get to that moment, but then you look back and you're like, okay, Tux did this and this happened, drama at school, and you sort of connect the dots, but you can only connect the dots like once you get to that position.
Yeah.
So were you working mornings, afternoons, all of them?
I was working. I was working. I don't even know how you explain it. It was like 10 to 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it was like mid-morning to like lunchish vibes, like midday vibes. Yeah.
Love that.
So that was nice because that meant I worked with 2 different hosts at the same time. But that was just reading. Like there was no contribution. It was me getting up there and going, this is the time and this is the news. This is me and I told you the news. And then I get out of there. And for an hour in between each bulletin, I am compiling the bulletin. Like I was actually getting the stories and the sound bites and everything. Yeah. So it wasn't me just like reading. I had to like create the news that I was going to read.
That's so cool.
So I think the wildest thing was when and it was just like on a whim. It was the funniest thing. I was just like, let's try, like just send a demo to 5, whatever. Like doubt. Like for me, it was a form of training for myself. Like one day I'm gonna go to another station. So let's practice. Let's start working on sending demos. And then I did. And I think like 2 days later, I was walking through.
No way, 2 days.
I was walking through Spa and I had like dog food on my shoulder because I was like, I gotta feed my dogs, right? So I'm still in a good mood because I'm a month into this new position that I'm at.
Yeah, you're loving it. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm loving it, and I'm literally like, oh, I'm being recognized. I'm so happy. Like, yay! I'm during the week. I'm during the day. This is perfect. I've got this dog food on my shoulder and my phone rang and I was like, I don't even know this number. And I reject numbers, I don't know. But I was like, maybe this is someone looking for an interview with someone and I need to answer. Yeah. So I answered and I'm like, oh, hi. And it was JD.
Nice.
And he was like, hey, this is JD. And I was like, okay, because I didn't know who JD was.
Who
that
you,
makes
JD?
sense. No, because I wasn't following up on
who has 2 letters in their name anyway? Too soon? Probably. Yeah.
But I was just like, okay, who is this? Because I hadn't really tried to follow up on management at the station. Yeah. I was just like, whoever I can send my demo to, please can you just get it to whoever you can get it to, and that's fine. So when I got that call and he was like, yeah, no, I'm station manager from 5FM. I was like,
nice.
Oh. Okay. I literally laid the dog food packet on the ground
and then lay on it
to stop and talk there. Like I didn't have a trolley.
I feel like the spa. Get this. The spa is an important thing in Yanga's journey. We've got to sort something out here.
Things keep happening at Spa.
Whenever you're looking for something,
it's Spa.
Go to Spa.
No, it was just wild. But
it's amazing.
We had a conversation. Then he was like, I mean, look, we can try have an interview with you tomorrow with the programming manager. Are you interested? And I was like, yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
So that next day I took leave.
Sorry, like, can't do it.
Can't come to work today. I need to focus. Like, I need to make sure that like this is all good and this is great. And that was one of the first interviews I've ever had where I realized that besides people who are close to me that I've worked with, who get to know me, or my friends and family, like that was maybe one of the first times I was like, maybe am I funny? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to them and they were laughing and I was like, this is an interview. So I was like, is this a good
But I mean, you are the funniest person at 5FM. There's absolutely no doubt about it.
I think you are the funniest person.
But I think you are the funniest person. This will go on for hours, so we're going to cut it out now.
Yeah.
But that's amazing, because obviously now radio's given you a platform to spread that side of your personality. You know, like you're on these shows and you're doing all the things that you're doing, and now you are a fully fledged comedian as well.
Am I fully fledged?
I would say you're fully fledged. So, I mean, now you've got these opportunities. JD's phoned you. I'm still worried about the two letters in a name.
I'm sure it stands for something.
Just by the way. Because that's his camera. Anyway, my point is you get this position, you're working with one of your best friends, which I think is one of the most beautiful stories, and I'm sure we'll touch on it now. But then also, you're a fully fledged comedian. You're a performer. You go and perform. And you also, in all fairness, you also perform on the lunch show Monday to Friday, because that's also, it brings out your personality. And as I mentioned, you are the funniest person at 5FM. So, talk to me about that.
Well, I think the show, which is quite funny, has definitely shown me that like I should probably pursue stand-up comedy. It's not just that I realized recently. Throughout high school, I'm not even gonna lie, throughout high school there were a number of things people would always laugh and tell me, like, Yanga, you should be a comedian. Yanga, you should be on radio. Yanga, you should act. Like there were all these things, and there were things I actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I'd always just be like, shut up. Because my mom's a doctor.
It's not
I'm gonna
happening.
be a doctor.
I'm going
apparently.
biological sciences. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. But the show, which I'm very grateful for, the feedback I've gotten from the likes of you, a lot of people here at the station, listeners. Yeah, no, that has definitely made me see myself in a different light.
That's
like
amazing.
Having my mom call me and go, ha, I heard you say this, it's funny. And I'm like, never mind.
I want to chat to Yanga's mom just to see how good her impression is of her mother.
She hates it. She hates my impression.
That's amazing. So, and then you actually recently did your first like full-on stand-up comedy performance. How was that experience for you?
It wasn't, I don't feel like it was like a full-on thing because it was quite short and it was for a lot of like new comedians.
Yeah.
That was frightening, just watching people go on stage before I went on stage because people were bombing. And I said, I can't handle that.
Yeah.
I can't handle silence. No, silence. I can't handle silence. Like, knock, knock, who's there? Bananas, bananas, who? Pajamas. And then it's quiet.
Sorry, that was a good one. I hope, was that your opening joke?
No, it was not.
Okay, give us your opening joke.
My opening joke, okay, so I was introduced as Yanga Mjoli. And I got up on stage and I was like, hey guys, so my name is Yanga. And everyone just burst out laughing because, first of all, my name's not Yunga.
Also, don't you think that radio has also prepared you for that? Because in radio, you have to react so quickly to things. And being a witty person, it's like, I mean, that was obviously wasn't planned. And I mean, you know, names are hard. So the host, we're not hurting your feelings. Please relax.
It's not easy.
Take a deep breath there. Okay, but you have to react in that situation. Radio sort of prepared you for that.
Yeah. It definitely has. I mean, look, we have moments where working with my best friend, just like you mentioned, I can just like say anything to Zan and I know exactly what she's going to say back to me, right? I could work with you, but because I'm not even getting used to you, I've gotten used to you. I know what to say to you and how to, exactly. I know how to like respond to you.
Yeah.
I just get used to people instantly. Like I'll just get your vibe. It's weird. Like my brain does like a little download and I'll be like, I know how to go about this. Like, you are someone I can clown with, and you are someone who I must clown with intelligently or something. Like, I need to find...
Brilliant. It's a refined comedy, Yanga and I. Like bananas and pajamas. That's amazing. Yanga, thanks so much for giving us your story. That's, I mean, I truly believe that, you know, you're going to be in radio for a long time, but also in comedy, I can't wait. Like, I didn't get to watch the first show because she didn't tell me.
I didn't tell anyone because I was scared I'd burn.
Yeah. And who put you on?
He really did. That was missed. It was wrong of me. It was wrong of me.
Nice. No, but genuinely, and I mean, I appreciate you. I still think you're the funniest person I've ever met in my entire life. And I can't wait to see how your career grows. And maybe, just maybe, let's say 10 years from now, we'll have to do another sit down like this because you're going to tell us even more amazing stories. So that is it. We're going to do a whole lot more of these. I mean, we have 1,000 presenters here. Not 1,000, but I mean, okay, 995 of them are in my head. But we're going to chat to the Nick Hammonds, the Stephanie B's, the Zanele Poteros of the world. And we're going to get their full stories on how they got into radio. So shout out to Yanga. Also, whenever you ask Yanga how she got into radio, she's just going to send you the link to this video.
I will. But also, no, honestly, I do get a lot of DMs where people are like,
all the time.
And my thing is, I never want to be a gatekeeper to anyone's potential opportunities. Yeah. So the minute anyone asks me, I'm literally like, this is what happened to me. Yeah. But this is what I would suggest you do also.
Exactly.
So consider what happened to me and realize that you can't always go to Spa. No one's gonna...
You can't just walk into a supermarket and get a call from 5FM. Okay?
That's not how it happens. But I will tell you, I tend to give advice. This is how it happened for me, but this is how it could happen for you. This is how it happened for a few people that I know. Yeah. So these are all the stories.
There we go. And that's the story. And there's no formula to it. And I hope that through this process, we can show you that there isn't really a formula, but if you're willing to work, if you are excited about something, you can really get to a place like 5FM.